wanted to shoot a quick video and talk about something that people online sometimes call groupthink. Something that I think tends to happen on online fora, message boards, communities. It's basically when enough people in a certain forum, especially among veteran, senior, respected members, hold a certain idea. That idea becomes sort of taken as gospel truth almost, and when it's not maybe necessarily an accurate reflection of the total opinion of everyone. And I've seen this in the pipe fora and things quite a bit. I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but what happens is when you see so many people recommending, commenting on the same thing, once you hit a certain critical mass, as you hear it more and more often, you are more and more inclined to believe it. And this goes even for opinions, not necessarily disputation about things that are facts, but tastes and things, which is a lot of what pipe smoking is. What's the best blend out there, etc. But for instance, with favorite tobaccos, I know in one forum I'm a part of, if you ask who makes the best Virginias, in this group, a couple of the senior members think Full Virginia Flake is the tobacco. No other tobacco is like it. It's the best ever. On other fora, this kind of standard answer you get is usually a McClellan, because there's a couple guys there that just love McClellan, smoke McClellan Virginias all day long, order half a pound a month at least, and so as long as you start hearing those things, you say, oh man, this is the best Virginia out there. Depending on what forum you're in, you're going to end up saying, well, I like Virginias and I want to try the best Virginia there is out there. And so if you're in one forum, you're more likely to try the Full Virginia Flake, which is a great tobacco. So then you're therefore more likely to like it, and you're less likely maybe to explore the McClellan. Vice versa, if you're on the other forum, then you become a big fan and you start promoting it, and it just kind of runs in a cycle. I've heard the same thing from a particular pipe maker who's kind of said, basically, one forum he's a member of, and he doesn't just sell pipes just on that forum, but he says on this one forum, I think his words are basically, if you don't own one of his pipes, you're nobody. Not that his are bad pipes or that that's a bad thing, but certain communities maybe tend to favor certain pipe makers as well. And some new guy says, what pipe should I get? And a few of the guys have purchased and liked a certain pipe, and they recommend it to the new guy loves it. Everybody sees all these pretty pictures of pipe made by person X, pipe maker X, and then again it's sort of self-fulfilling, cyclical, sort of repeating thing where everybody's just gonna start buying that guy's pipes. And so you get into these sort of circular little things where you kind of have an opinion in the group that sort of dominates it. And like I said, it's just an interesting thing I've noticed. Not necessarily a bad thing, but something to think about. I know another forum I participate in where everybody loves Frogmorton, and so whenever anybody says, what kind of tobacco should I try, it's Frogmorton's always on the list. I've never tried it. It's probably great tobacco. Actually, I tried Frogmorton on the town, 1 or 2 bowls of a small sample I got. But I would say one of the benefits to taking part in several different online communities is that you kind of, sometimes I guess you can start to realize that there is this sort of groupthink that can control the opinions in one area or another, and you realize that it's a different somewhere else, and then it could lead you to expand your horizons. That, okay, I'm exploring Virginias, and in this one place I'm hearing full Virginia flake's the best there is. Better try it. But then you can also realize, it's not maybe hyped up as much, not as many people are talking about it. But those McClellan Virginias are actually pretty good too. They're different. Some people prefer one to the other. Some people, maybe like all of them. But maybe that's something else you should explore. Maybe you'll find that even though in the group you're primarily a part of, full Virginia flake is the big thing, maybe your tastes run more toward the McClellan Virginias. So if that's the case, I just would say maybe diversify a little bit, explore some. I doubt that any of these sort of blends or makers or whatever that get hyped in one community, there's probably a reason for it because they're good, but that is probably not the only good option. So try and explore lots of different things. I vacillate between the fact that, I don't smoke a ton, so I've not, even though I've been smoking the pipe 6 or 7 years, I used to smoke even less, so I've not had an opportunity to try a ton of stuff. So I vacillate between branching out and trying other blends and sort of being satisfied with the excellent blends that I have smoked and trying to stock up on those so that, I know I have them, and it's obviously cheaper to buy tobacco in bulk. So, as you explore, especially if you're still in the exploratory stage, maybe get advice from bunches of different places. I think that's one way that tobacco reviews is helpful. You need to take stuff there with a grain of salt, but you also remember, they represent people from, Reddit Pipe Forum, from Pipe Smokers Forum, from any various Facebook groups that you're a part of, from the YouTube community. Everybody posts their reviews there. So you can kind of, in some ways, you can get a little bit above the groupthink. And that may be helpful. So that's just my thoughts on that matter. What do you guys think? Have you noticed anything similar to that? Let me know. Cheers. I guess one last thing I'll mention that I haven't said yet is overall I think this is an interesting phenomenon just because of the fact that in an increasingly globalized culture where a lot of these pipe groups we're talking about are online, we have this World Wide Web that's globalized, connects us to people from all over, and at the same time we still somehow get these sort of tribal groups that pop up, and they have their own distinctives. In many ways, just like cultures vary geographically, now it's kind of based on the online community you're a part of, perhaps. And it's funny just to see how the different places, different communities, websites, fora, whatever, have slightly different groups that form anyway. I don't know what to make of it, but I just thought that was interesting. Sort of that tribal mentality that can go along with the globalization and the fact that sort of regional characteristics are being diminished. You can buy tobacco from England, from Germany, from America, but at the same time you still get preferences in different online pockets of people spread all over. So those are my thoughts. Cheers.